Welcome to Social Chatter, episode 144. My name is Christian Kirasevich, CEO and founder of SocialChefs.com. We have a fantastic show for you this week. I want to thank everybody who's watching so far. We've got our guests tuning in. We've got Ross Brand, we've got Musaf, we've got Larry, we've got Phil, and a host of other people. I want to thank you very much for spending your time with us this evening. We have a lot of really fantastic topics to cover this week. I'm really excited about these topics. We were just talking about them just a second ago, and we can't wait to share all this news with you. But I'm going to go ahead and bring on Phil real quick. Phil's my co-host for this week for Social Chatter. Phil, how are you doing?
What's up, Christian? How are you, buddy? It's so great to be back after my crazy move, a whole 3 miles. But man, that's a lot of work.
It definitely is. I mean, but hey, here's the thing. If you look at like business, it's always a lot of work with business. It's always a lot of adjustments. A lot of things. New things come out. You have to be willing to adapt. And we have some great topics we want to discuss tonight with everyone, don't we?
Yeah, sure do. And we have an awesome guest tonight. We're so lucky. We're going to talk, though, about some Instagram TV. We're going to talk about some Facebook. But first, let's tee up our awesome guest. She's an online marketing genius. She's an online franchise marketing owner. She's a social media junkie, a content carnivore. She's a hog wrestling champion for Berlin, Wisconsin, now hailing from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, make some noise for Morgan Harrell. What's up, Morgan?
Oh my gosh, that was such a great intro and a little too accurate for comfort.
Awesome. Ooh, I nailed it. Yeah, baby. So that's
you.
what a little bit of prep does. So thanks, Morgan.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I'm excited about the show tonight and to just talk about one of my favorite topics, which is social media. So, yeah, I'm really pumped.
Awesome. And so have you been to the EAA, though? Hold on, Christian. We got to get know. Have you been to the EAA? You're in Oshkosh. Have you been?
One time when I was younger, we typically try to avoid everything public during the week of EAA because it is a madhouse. It is the busiest airport in the entire world for an entire week. And no locals want to be around.
There you go. That's the right answer. Christian, for if you don't know, the EAA is the Experimental Aircraft Association, and it is hilarious, man. They bring in like 250,000 people to a town normally of about 12,000, and it's just a freaking takeover.
So it's kind of like, I guess you kind of compare it to, what is it, Bike Week maybe?
There you go. Yeah, it could be Bike Week in Sturgis. There you go.
Yeah, it's insane. Like people like Harrison Ford he's always here for that week. He's a big airplane person. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of celebrities that come up if they fly, and it's massive. It's massive.
It's bigger than WrestleMania, if you can believe that, Christian.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy, man. So cool. Well, we're jacked here, Morgan. We're so glad that you're here. We've got so much to talk about with you. So, Christian, buddy, pal, where do you want to start with Morgan?
So I think what we're going to do is, since, I think IGTV is going to be a huge topic for tonight's show. So I think let's start at the bottom. We'll work our way up to IGTV just because I think we want to spend the most time there. So let's start with, we have a couple of, I would talk about Snapchat, but honestly, I think Snapchat is going to be on its way out after we talk about IGTV. It's that big of an update from Instagram. So let's start with some Facebook Messenger video ads. I know it's a little boring, but Facebook Messenger video ads. This is, something new from Facebook. The bottom line is they're running out of places to put ads. And, what they're doing this week is, they're testing out new places to put them. In this case, they want to now invade your Messenger inbox, another Facebook platform, basically. What do you think about this one, Phil? I know we talk about ads a lot.
I got to say, I don't like you auto-playing anything. Like, I hate LinkedIn does that. I don't like when Facebook does it. I want a setting that says stop with the autoplay crap. That's a big thing for me. Like, for real, this isn't 1997 with your Flash MIDI music on your 80s website. Stop the insanity. This is bad news, I think, because I'm trying to sneak my Facebook Messenger under the table while I'm in the middle of a conference that is really freaking boring. Never like this show, Christian, but like some of these shows, my gosh, man, I'm like, okay, well, I told you I'd tune in, but boy, you suck. So I think this is going to be a problem, especially if they autoplay with sound on, which please don't do that. I don't know. What do you think, Morgan?
I am with you 1,000%. I feel like we get ads and everything. They're putting ads in live video. They put ads in the middle of when you're like just watching Facebook videos. It is a lot, and I understand that they're running out of places to put video or to put ads, but like I am on Messenger a lot. Like that is my texting platform. That is what I use for all my texting. So like if I'm like out in public or at work or whatever, I don't like the idea that they're going to be autoplaying. And if it autoplays with sound on, that's not going to go over well. I just don't think it will. I don't think they're going to get good reviews on it. And I'm interested to see how that works.
Yeah, I agree. Christian, what about you, man? Are you jacked about Facebook ads invading your Messenger? Uh-oh. I think we scared Christian there with Facebook ads. I'm hoping that he'll autoplay soon here. So sometimes he drops out. He's overseas. So his Facebook Messenger must be invading his live feed. What's up, dude? What do you think about this? Did you get conked out by a Messenger ad or what?
I don't like the idea of putting Messenger ads in the inbox. There's no way to like turn these things off for starters, because they already run ads in Messenger. They're just regular ads people are running. I go in and hide every single one of them, or if I think it's not relevant, I go in and report the ad. And I just don't like it. So I like the idea that they're trying to find new places to be able to monetize. But my Messenger inbox, I almost want to say that's almost like a sacred place. It's like your email inbox. I don't get ads in my Google inbox, for instance, or my Yahoo inbox. I don't get that. So in this case, I don't like the idea of doing this. I think from a business perspective, if you are going to experiment with this, you have to be very careful about how you experiment with this, because I think you're going to see a lot of people that see this in their Messenger inbox, and they're going to get mad about you, and they're not going to get mad at just like Facebook. They're going to get mad at you because, hey, that's the one ad I saw, and they're going to think immediately, that, that's not a business I want to deal with. So I think that's what's going to probably happen here. I'd say tread very, very, very lightly with this one if Facebook decides to do it.
Business owners should not. I would be cautious of this. But Morgan, you made a really good point. Some people have it set up, especially like on an Android device, where you can set it up so that Facebook Messenger is your texting platform of choice. And I got to tell you, that's like dancing with the devil for me. I'm not doing that. Are you one of those people do you have it set up to go through there?
No, I don't. I don't like the idea of doing that. But my boyfriend does. So he got all of his are like set up through Messenger. And I sent him an article on this today, and he was like, I will stop using Messenger, like completely. He's like,
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. We had that hubbub a couple years ago where people were worried that Messenger was listening, and now we all know it's listening. I mean, unless you put your head in your butt, that Messenger is listening. But I would not take the chance and run my text messages. I mean, I send myself naked selfies a couple times a day, and I don't want Facebook to see that. I'm just saying. What do you think, Christian? I know you don't want to see my naked selfies. What are you thinking, buddy?
I really think that this feature, there needs to be, I know that version 1 will probably not, if they roll this out, I think version 1 will not have an off button, but I think they're going to have to do that. I think they're also going to find from a quick experiment, people just don't want this. They don't want autoplay video ads in Messenger. Again, here's the other thing. Everybody's moving towards Messenger as the new way to build a community. For instance, for like the show, we share a lot of things through Messenger, and I don't think that's a good thing for a business.
they're already running ads though against the stuff that we share, Christian. Just so you know, man, I share stuff, all the time, and then what do you know? They retarget me, and I never, I'll private browser it, but I share it sometimes via Messenger, and whammo, then I get an ad for it, and I like my John Fluvog shoes, but holy crap, man, I don't need to see 1,000 times that these Fluvog shoes are just following me around the internet. I don't think so. So we are looking for sponsors. So Fluvog, if you're listening, send Christian an email, and we'll be sharing the money next month.
By the way, what I think needs to happen with ads overall, I think that we need to move into AI. I think we need to start being smarter about, I think we need to be smarter about what we're doing, like how we're running ads, for instance. For example, if they know that you've already purchased something, and Google does this already, Google is trying to use AI to show you emails that they think you're going to look at frequently versus like show you everything. If they could do that with ads, I think that would actually be a really important thing to do. This way, as a user, I don't have to get bombarded by ads that I don't want. It uses AI to figure out what I am used to. Hey, you just bought something. Well, hey, we don't need to show you another ad for it. Let's use that as a different space, I think. But I think AI needs to be a feature that they're moving towards.
Morgan's got an opinion. What you got, Morgan?
It never fails. You buy something online, and I do a lot of online shopping, and then it pops up on your Facebook feed, and you're like, I don't need to own more than one of whatever this is. Like, I'm good. I got it. Thanks. And I agree. I think they really need to, but Facebook's AI is questionable at best, in my opinion, based on my experience.
Yeah.
Because I report fake accounts all the time, and they're like, this was a legitimate account. This didn't violate our community policy. And I'm like, your AI needs some work, because I promise that it's fake.
Yeah. Yep. All those pretty girls are not that interested in me. Sorry, Christian. I tried to send them to you too. They don't like me any more than they like you, buddy. Sorry, man. I bet your wife's happy about that, though.
Yeah.
Every guy that friends me is former military and widowed.
Wow. And you're just so happy that they're your friends. If you could send the Nigerian princes my way, though, I'm really looking for a sugar daddy. I'm just saying. So, good.
So, messenger ads, autoplay video messenger ads on the way out. I think this will be a short-lived feature. Facebook needs to,
I hope they do it right, but it's not going to be short-lived, man. They're going to make $100 million on it. It's going to drive their stock price up because we're talking about it, because we're knuckleheads, right? I mean, it's not going to be short-lived. I hope they make it better, because they're going to keep doing it. Because, Morgan said, man, I spend a lot of my day on Messenger too, right? Christian, you and I talk almost every day on Messenger. So they're going to put an ad in the middle of that says, hey, you should get some Vanilla Ice CDs or something, right? So we'll get there. We'll see.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I mean, it'll be considered a success, because you're right. Like, they are still going to, they'll launch them probably. They will make a bunch of money off of it. And, that's a success for them. I mean, it's not always about the user. So, you have to keep that in mind. Even though you might not like it, they're on their way. So let's keep moving.
Let's keep moving. But first, hold on. We got to recognize Morgan's got a fangirl here. We got Katie Miller in the house. Katie's whooping it up. Morgan, you look fantastic. Proud of you, girl. Woohoo.
You're going to be on YouTube.
That's Katie Miller. If you don't know Katie Miller, you should, because she is incredible at social media. And she's got a heart for people, and she does a lot of volunteer work, and social media is all of it.
Hashtag future guest.
Yeah, for sure.
Let us know, Katie. You want to play? You contact Christian or I. We'll get you on the show. We know people.
So where do we want to go next?
What's next? Okay, let's go on an easy one. Let's go to groups, man. Let's go to the Facebook groups change, because there's 2 changes this week. Let's go to the first one, which is the whole monetization of groups, which I don't know that you have a link for that, bro, but we got to talk about that.
Is it the subscription groups for admins?
I think so. Yeah. So, So now you can charge people to join your Facebook group. Yes. Yeah, you will be able to, right? So $5 for a group. I think for content creators, for people who have like online but not Facebook communities that use Facebook as kind of their gateway drug to drive people to your website, I think Facebook's going to start burying those hardcore. and making it so that you're going to have to charge, or you're going to pay Facebook to be priority in the feed. You're going to have to run ads from your groups so people see your groups posts. And I don't like it one bit, but I think they're going to make, that plus these messenger ads, $100 million. Bye. Okay, here we go. I don't know. Makes me sick.
I will say, I personally, I like the idea of this feature. So, let's put this into context. What a lot of people will do is they will, most business owners, they will set up a single group for pretty much everybody. And then they will set up a paid group, and they'll make it they'll set up a second group for people who pay them through their website for basically access to a membership site. They'll set that up. Then they'll have a closed Facebook group set up, and then an open Facebook group, basically one for paid, one for non-paid. That's a lot of work to manage. This new feature, though, is aiming to help so that you don't have to have both of those groups. That you can have a feature where people can, and they're piloting this, by the way, meaning they're just testing here. So they're piloting subscriptions with a small number of groups to continue to support group admins who lead these communities. And a lot of people, they start these groups because they're like, hey, I could charge somebody $20, $30, $40, $50 a month to get access to a group. And then, hey, I don't really have to do the work, but hey, I can still stay in touch with these people. So this is just an easier way to do that. I think this, coupled with maybe the push into having more ads on Facebook, like messenger ads, video or autoplay video ones, I think this is actually going to push people to the next iteration, which I think is going to be a subscription of sorts, as you mentioned or alluded to a second ago, Phil, a subscription of sorts for Facebook. That's what I think we're going to move towards. But I like this feature. I like it a lot. For content creators, for people who have their own groups, to be able to monetize them. It's hard to get people to spend a couple of dollars a month. So this is just an easier way for Facebook to help you do that.
What about you, Morgan? What, you going to be playing with this? You think this is good for you, for your community?
I do. I think that I actually see it that they'll still do two groups. One for your free content, because you want to bring people in, you want people to know who you are, but then a kind of an exclusive or premium group for the paid stuff. And obviously, like, a portion is going to go to Facebook. Like, you're going to take in your fee, but Facebook's going to take their cut. So, this is just another way for Facebook to monetize. Maybe it'll help us get rid of those stupid messenger ads. But I think I think it's good because Facebook wants to keep you on Facebook, right? And all of these content creators, all of their paid stuff is on their websites, and they're using different ways to get the money from their clients. And this will just put it all in one easy spot.
So what they're going to do with this, by the way, is they're going to give you an option to where you as a group admin can basically run. Here's what it is. It's basically a membership site within Facebook.
Yeah.
You're going to spend a couple dollars to Facebook, and hey, then I could give those people members only content. So that way I don't have to have like a separate group that's just for members. So that's interesting. So they're going to be almost like 22 Social, which is really interesting. That could be. So the challenge is often the best, the biggest membership site. And I hate to say this, but this is just true. And the front runner, if you want to look at innovation, you got to look at the naughty porn community, right? You're seeing Patreon is taken off for all the artists that are taking naked selfies that get on there, that they each charge $100 to $150 a month. Facebook doesn't allow that. So I'm curious, does that change anything for them? And is that perhaps why Instagram is starting to shadow ban and regular ban some of the accounts that drive people to their Patreon page? There's an undercurrent of that shaming going on where we're seeing people are getting shadow banned for different things. Many of them have Patreon pages that they're driving people to with their Instagram. So I'm curious if this is counter to that. And then what do they do, right? Do they let me share naked selfies with you, Christian, or not? I don't know. That's a very good point. And, another part that I think is important here is, Morgan alluded to this, that people use Facebook, they use Facebook to drive people back to their website. In this case, hey, I have a membership site. I'm advertising to you and I'm driving you back to my website. I want you to come to my site. That's an interesting play also from Facebook, because they're wanting you to spend more time there, but it's sort of counterintuitive to how people kind of operate. They don't want to spend more time on Facebook just to, like, oh, great, I have some, a bit of sort of a membership site on Facebook. People gravitate towards that because of the power of, like, say, groups. But now, like, I don't know, personally, I still want to keep people coming to my site because I own the content there. I don't own what I post on Facebook.
Yeah, but who cares if you own it, man? I want their money. You can have my content about social media from 3 years ago. I don't care.
But,
right?
But here's the thing. I'd say, my website, for instance, has more content on it. It has, blog content, for instance, stuff that, like, you might not have seen on, say, Facebook. So, you still have to, it's like building everything and then hiding it, just so everybody can stay on Facebook is what I kind of look at it as. When
it comes down to it, you own your website.
Right.
You own your website. So you play by your rules. You don't play by Facebook's rules. You have total control over what goes on your website, and that's never going to change. Right. We're always going to want to direct people to our websites.
Maybe though. Hold on. Really though, if they come through with net neutrality, Morgan, and they prioritize Facebook, don't you then want people on Facebook, because that's priority traffic, versus driving them back to your website, which 100 people monetized and each give me $5 is $500, but on Facebook I can get 100 people or 1,000 people at $5, and now I get $5,000, and it's prioritized. So so those videos on Facebook Watch and Instagram Stories now don't cost you bandwidth. I just wonder, right? Would you still feel that way if net neutrality goes through?
That's that is a whole nother hour of conversation, because that changes that. Like, net neutrality literally would change everything if that changed. Yep. So, I mean, that would be a totally different conversation, and maybe we don't even know what that would look like.
Yep, but they passed a law today, though, that says that now content creators are responsible for every single state that they sell to, dating back to January 1st of this year. So if you sold an ebook on January 1st of 2018 now, you have to now go back and collect sales tax based on the state that they're in. So I'm in Florida, 8.25%. Christian is overseas, so he doesn't have sales tax. He's got VAT, so we can ignore him. And you're in Wisconsin, so what? With Scott Walker, that's got to be 97% income tax on that? Is that how that works, or no?
Sales tax is 5%.
Oh, 5%. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I didn't mean to go political there. Right. But really, though, that's the thing. That's all different.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
It does. It complicates things is what it does. And so then, you really, as a business owner, you have a lot to be concerned with. Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, but back to, like, the subscription stuff, as things stand right now, like, I still want people to go to my website, because I mean, if you think about it, yes, you can have a page and you can sell items on your page. That's fine, but it still doesn't have the same, like, content ability as a full-blown merchant website.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly right, because you own it's not just about owning the content on the website. It's about being able, for instance, to tell your story. Like, you can go on your Facebook page and you can put up a nice shiny cover photo and a video cover photo and a description and tell people tell your story. But most of the time, your story's not going to get heard by people, because on Facebook they're not seeing your content unless they're very engaged with your page. And Facebook says, hey, that kind of outranks all the other stuff. We're going to show it to you. So, I do agree with Katie, by the way, as well. Like, I think people will eventually go to the website. Yes, they will. It's getting harder to do that. This is, Facebook's moving to keep you on their site, whether it's through subscription groups for admins, whether it's through the updates they're making for Facebook instant articles. Basically that's making your website content from your personal website mobile friendly for Facebook, using, stripping out any ability for somebody to even hit your website or click on your ads or buying your products. So it's, it's still getting into like, it's basically creating a sub economy, a bigger sub economy or sub community on Facebook that they already have. But this is definitely, I think it's going to be an interesting topic, Phil. I mean, I think we're going to get to the point where
for months to come, man.
Yeah. I think we're going to get to subscription model on Facebook, whether people like it or not. Yeah, I know that's opened up the whole can of worms, but yeah.
I just keep thinking like premium Facebook.
Yeah. We'll see though. I mean, they make so much money off advertising, so much money off slicing and dicing that. I mean, they're not charging for Facebook at work.
Right.
How I don't know, man. This just seems to be very counter to their whole strategy all along, because I remember I had, like, no lie, like number 10, number 20 Facebook at work account. And I was like, wow, there's no advertising here. Well, guess what? It's there. They did it. Yeah. They're going to, it's like, do I really want Facebook in my group? Right? Do I really want Facebook in my group? Do I just want it there? Right? And Katie makes a great point, right? I think it's our job to put content appealing enough on the social, but we also have to advertise though to get their eyeballs on it. I mean, that's the hard part, right? And I wrote an article today that's going to get published pretty soon for American Express Open Forum that I helped contribute to, that talks about how important it is to allocate money for advertising. So no matter how good your content is, if you're driving back to your website, you got to advertise.
I agree.
We'll see.
100%.
Yeah. And Adam makes some good points there, right? Engagement on our own websites is absolutely awesome. Totally agree.
Adam will just agree with anything I say anyway. So.
Oh, good. Is that your boyfriend, or did you pay him to be your parrot? How's that work, Morgan? Because I need one of those. I'm just asking.
I pay him. I actually pay him very poorly, but it works.
Okay. All right. So we'll send you an invoice at the end of the show. That's good. Christian's got that under control.
So where do we want to go next, by the way? I think we keep talking a lot more about, subscriptions on Facebook, charging on Facebook, but where do you want to go next, Phil?
Go to the next Facebook one, buddy. We got more Facebook. We got
Facebook.
Yeah,
so
Facebook is Big Daddy.
I think, by the way, I think that what we'll do is I think we'll cover this next topic, then we'll move into IGTV. But I want to thank everybody, by the way, who's tuning in tonight. I really appreciate it. It would do us a favor, by the way, if you could hit that share button. We still have a couple more topics to cover for tonight, along with some that are going to go on the blog post, which you can get by going to socialchefs.com. /daily. If you go there, you'll get a daily email. I'll send you a blog recap, and there will be some other topics that we didn't cover during the show because, they're important, but they're not the main topics you need to know about as a business that are going to impact you and help you, whether it's build the business or grow the business. And speaking of building the business, by the way, so Facebook is, and I think y'all have seen this, they're rolling out even more tools to help you as a business owner, things to help make your live video more interactive, along with some other topics as well that they're adding. And I want to just, first, I guess I'll kind of go through the ones I think are important. We can talk about each one, and then and then we'll get done with Facebook for today. But the first topic, with this whole feature basically is a new tool for live video. This new tool is letting you actually, so they're doing a couple things. So they're making video more interactive. They're doing that through a polling feature for live video and on-demand video and gamification for live. This is like the first part. By the way, this is a huge article. There's a lot of stuff in here. Basically, the bottom line is, if you're watching, like, say, a live show, even like this one, you could go in and poll your guests instead of saying, well, hey, what do you guys think about this? Leave a comment. This will actually let you have an interactive poll people have to kind of vote on. What do you think about this one, Phil?
Well, I love that, Facebook is really trying to make us better storytellers. That's really what they're doing. They're trying to make it easier. And I'm grateful for that because, frankly, some people not so good at storytelling. They just want to talk. So adding some graphics and stuff gets people who aren't great storytellers at least to catch their attention, because often they'll have wonderful nuggets of information. And hopefully that leads to them having a little bit more confidence to tell their story, because I think every business has an important story to share. So I'd love to see more folks just take advantage of these. I mean, click the link, follow it back, and see how you can use this for your business, because we could literally spend a week talking to you about how to grow and engage your community. But if you don't understand some of these fundamentals and how they keep making them better, it's going to be really hard to get your arms around it. So practice with these now, read the article, and take some action, because there's some good stuff available for you. Morgan, what do you think about this? Are you going to use some of these new tools?
Yeah, I think, I love when they just make things easier and better, and something that is just fun, right? I mean, it's just fun. And really, if you're not having fun, then why are you even doing it? So I think I might actually get more into live. I don't do a lot of my own lives. I go on other people's, but like I enjoy doing a live broadcast. And I think if we can engage people, and, because there's a delay in comments, and you're like talking to yourself and you're trying to engage, but there's nobody talking back with you. And so when you can bring people in natively to your live, and you can have these types of tools, it makes it more fun and less awkward, I think, especially for those who aren't great storytellers, because you're talking basically to yourself and you're just waiting for people to respond via comment, which can be hard.
And absolutely, like it can be really hard. I mean, like you're doing a show, for instance, and if you start it up, I mean, you're already facing a huge mountain to begin with, because hey, it's just me, or it's just myself and a co-host and a guest. You might not have viewers tuning in, and as you mentioned, you're waiting for people to comment. I think these features are going to be useful. I think that it's going to come down to also how they're going to be implemented. Personally, we use BeLive for our show, and that pushes it over to Facebook. For us, it's harder to run polls and that sort of stuff directly from BeLive, because I'm running the control panel behind the scenes. But to have these features, I think they could be very useful. But you do have to, as Phil mentioned, it's about storytelling, but it's also about structuring your show. Like we have a structure to this show, and we're always trying to improve that and make it better. And having access to these tools can help us make the show better. So you do have to still sit down, like you have to build a social media strategy for your business. You need to build a strategy as well for your live video show. You're not just going to awkwardly throw up comments or polls or quizzes or whatnot. There has to be a reason behind why you're running it.
We have a format of the show, Christian. When were you going to tell me this, man? I just show up every week. I keep missing that. Sorry. No, I'm just kidding. Of course you do. You keep us on track, and that's important, right? I think that's a good point. And Katie mentions that she figured out why she's good to go going live. She says she's a mom, a wife, and used to talking and nobody listening. Katie, we hear you. We hear you. So we're listening. And Adam, we're really glad that you're here, right? Better tools makes broadcasting better. So we're glad you're both here, and everyone that's tuned in. Thank you, friends. We appreciate you.
So that's part of the update, by the way. So you've got new tools for live video, some more things that Facebook's working on. Facebook Watch, we'll touch on this very, very, very briefly. The bottom line is they're bringing video from Pages into Watch. So it used to be very hard to get into Watch. Now they're actually looking to give you more opportunities to bring your content in as a Facebook creator. So you want to make sure you're signed up as a Facebook creator. That's a key thing. If you're going to tap into live video. Not much more to say on that. No. In addition to that, though, they're also rolling some new things out. So if you're a business and you have a Facebook page, who has a Facebook page for their business? Pretty much everyone here. They're rolling out a video template for Pages. Now, this isn't a template for, like I upload a video and I can put like a frame around it or that sort of stuff. This is actually for your Facebook page itself. You can get to this by going to your Facebook page, clicking on the settings option on your page. And then once you're on your page, there's a edit page option, and you will see a host of templates there. But Facebook's giving you a template to prioritize making your page more video centric. So obviously, if you're somebody that says, hey, Facebook's not going to push into video, yes, they are. They definitely are.
They already have. Live in the now, man. The telegraph is dead. Videos now.
Yeah, absolutely. I tested this. I don't have the template yet, but the thing with templates on Facebook, by the way, think of it like this. It's a skin for your Facebook page. So don't worry about going to settings and clicking on a template and having to redo anything. It's basically going to reorder things on your Facebook page for video is the bottom line of what it's going to do. Wow. So that way you can test out that and see if that template fits for your business, because there are business templates, there's shopping templates, there's ones that are just for public information. In this case, there's a video template. So there's a lot of really good stuff here.
Morgan,
what do you all think?
I think this is cool because the templates that Facebook offers, just in general, right? So they have like the regular Facebook, like the regular business templates, and now we've got this video centric template to choose from. I think this will help businesses, especially entrepreneurs who maybe do a lot of different things, like narrow their niche a little bit.
Right.
Because I know I struggle with that. I do a lot of different things. If you ask me what I do, I could give you a list of like 7 things that I do. And so this will help those types of business owners like really focus in on what do they want people to see? What is the point? What do they want to focus on?
Not everything. Come on now. We want to be everything to everybody. I want the whole Facebook universe to buy my crap. Come on, Morgan.
I know. Then have a different Facebook page for all the things. I don't know.
All right. Yeah, 7 people like each of them. My mom twice, because she forgot the password, so she liked them once. She came back with the new account, liked them again. So just pay no attention to her.
By the way, I'm actually going to bring up I want to show everybody how to get to the templates on Facebook. So just so you can at least you kind of get an idea of what they're going to do, how you can adjust them.
Cool. So and Adam, your fax machine is still hot and sexy, buddy. Send those faxes. Christian will give you his number. It's 867-5309. Just saying. Hit him up.
Hey, there are businesses that still use fax.
I know there are. Absolutely. Just none that are based in the 21st century. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's always fun when a business says, hey, you know what? I need you to fax something to me. And you're like, okay, where do I go to do that now? It's actually getting really expensive to send a fax if you need
Kinko's or the local no-tell motel. It's $4.99 a page.
Yes, it's crazy expensive. So here we are. I'm on the Facebook page. If I go under, so I basically go to settings in the top right, edit page on the left, and then now I'm going to have access to all these templates. And I could just, in this case, I can go in here and I have, a standard option. I have a business option, venues, movies, nonprofit, politicians, services. Let's see if I have video, restaurants and cafes, shopping. So I don't have the video option, but hey, if I'm a business, let's look at that shopping one real quick. And it's actually really nice. They give you a preview of what's going to change here, which is very useful. So, they're going to show you the placement of the buttons on your page, the tabs option, and then they're going to give you a breakdown of the types of tabs you actually can get. By the way, you can reorder and change these tabs in your own Facebook page as well, all done from the same menu. But that's pretty much, in this case, this is the shopping template. You say apply template and poof, your Facebook page gets reordered, reshuffled, and you have access. You can make your business more about shopping, for instance. And if you need to, like I said, if you need to reorder anything, you can go in here. You can turn this tabs feature on to go back to default, or you can change the settings for each tab and actually drag and reorder these if you want based on your placement. So it's a very useful feature, I think. So speaking of, by the way, let me get back to this topic.
Yeah, wow, that's a lot, man. There's so much there for content creators. Read the article, folks. Go to socialchefs.com/daily, sign up, get the stinking recap, and just pay attention. Take an hour in the next week, just 15 minutes at a crack, and just pay attention to this, because there's so much here that you might be able to use that might make Facebook even more profitable for you as a business.
Yeah, and by the way, and a couple other things they've also added. They're adding Brand Collabs Manager, which will let, for instance, and I'll give you just a brief overview of this. This is going to let you learn more about people that are interested in possibly being people you can collaborate with on branded content, for instance. So you can go and you can sign up for this, and a brand, can contact you if they feel there's a need or there's a fit there to get, a deal in place, a partnership or whatever with you. There's that. There's expanding fan subscriptions. This is a live video feature, a perks feature. So it's basically like Patreon, which is, a way for you to be able to support people by paying a business. a couple dollars a month. In return, you get, for instance, specific content. There's that. There's a whole bunch more that's in this article. So that's that. So the next feature I want to go to, by the way, and this is the big one for the day actually, is IGTV.
Instagram TV, baby.
I'm so excited about this.
How are you going to use this, Morgan? Tell us about Instagram TV for your business and your people.
Well, I am a huge Snapchat content creator. Like, I love Snapchat. This is how I met so many of these people on Facebook, is through Snapchat. So creating video comes really naturally to me. The trick, though, is that these videos have to be between 15 seconds and 10 minutes to start. They will expand it to an hour eventually. Talking for 10 minutes is really hard for me because I'm used to talking in 10 seconds at a time.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So you're thinking that you're going to struggle to come up with a long enough time frame that's going to be interesting, instead of just a 10-second, hey, what's up? It's Morgan. Snap. Something else. Boop. Snap.
Yeah, I think it's going to be similar to live that we talked about earlier. Like, you want to have a structure. You want to have a story already kind of in place that you want to tell. Maybe something longer that you want to document in your day-to-day. But I really do think you're going to have to really think about it. It's going to be more purposeful. You can't record video natively within Instagram TV. You have to record it with a different tool. So you're going to want to think about it and set something aside and really plan something out.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah. And I kind of want to mention to everybody like what this is. So basically and don't get mad about this, it's another app that you have to download. Not a big deal. I dropped the link in the comments there. It's on iOS, also on Android. But IGTV, it's another app that you can use to basically go in and create a channel. Basically, you're creating almost like a YouTube channel. You're creating a channel on Instagram, on IGTV. And what's going to happen is when you go to IGTV, you download the app, they'll literally walk you through how you set up. We already set one up for social chefs, for social chatter. We're very likely going to figure out a way to do this for the show, to put that up there. But what it's going to do is you download the app, then it's going to link it to your Instagram account. And your Instagram account is now going to get this beautiful graphic down here at the bottom. Hopefully, I think you all can see this. If you can't, let us know. But off to the right here, you have underneath your profile information, you're going to have an IGTV channel icon that people can click on. And from there, it will take them to IGTV to watch whatever it is you're sharing. And as Morgan mentioned, it's minimum of 15 seconds, which honestly, who wants to create 15 seconds is a really short video. I don't know if I want to subscribe to somebody's channel if they're just doing 15 seconds, unless you're somebody like, say, Zach King, who does a lot of short, he did a lot of short Vine videos. For him, it worked, but it comes down to what your business is about. So basically, you will then be able to use IGTV to broadcast, to upload videos of 15 seconds up to, I think it's 15 minutes, actually. I've seen 15 minutes within the app. I've heard 10 minutes, up to 1 hour. I think it's going to be just like YouTube, where they initially rolled it out to to let you have a small amount of time to broadcast, and expanded it based on your channel as your channel got more popular. Wow. That's what I think is going to happen. That's basically what you have.
That's how I understood it. So nobody has an hour right now, as far as I can tell. But your content creators, your influencers, they'll end up getting, just based on how much you post. But it's a lot. So it's similar to YouTube, except in my opinion, simpler, right? But it's like TV, so it's like a channel. So you look at it and you just have all of your people who you're following, their channels just pop up and they autoplay. Wow. And you can scroll through them and you can click on them. And let's say you don't finish watching a video and you go watch something else, you go out of the app and you come across it later, it saves where you left off.
Cool. That's cool. Well, Natalia makes a good point here. Natalia Osias. Apologies, don't know you, Natalia. I'm glad you're here. But she says it's great for viewers because they don't need another app. Only creators do. So that's really, really good. So that's good news. So like Facebook creator, I think Facebook Creator is going to become like IGTV, where you'll put your Facebook Watch videos, you'll do stuff like that, and off you'll go. That's my thought. And yes, 10 minutes probably is plenty for now, but I would bet they settle on 22 with some advertising, gives you a 30-minute sitcom, right? A rom-com, whatever it is that you watch, be just like Will and Grace, only with being Christian.
It does supply insights too.
Oh.
So you can see how many views you've had, comments, likes, and then it also will tell you how the percentage of retention you have through the length of your video. So it'll tell you like you have 100% of the viewers at like a second, but then by the end of your video, you only have like 53%, which was what mine was.
And what they're going to do, by the way, with this, I should have mentioned this. It's also vertical video, so it's not. I'm shooting in portrait mode. It's all vertical video. So
it takes up more of your of the screen, which is actually a good thing because it'll take up more of the feed, which we talked about before with LinkedIn video as well. So that's pretty cool.
And I think I also think that this is going to be. I think this is going to be a big blow to Snapchat. Honestly, I think this is actually a really, really cool feature. I did not expect them to come out with this. It gets them into YouTube territory as well. I mean, YouTube now, YouTube is easy to use, I think. But again, I've been doing it for quite a number of years. But now, like this is basically mobile video for basically for millennials, for people that are watching a lot of mobile video. In this case, like exactly what people are viewing. Like they're viewing things. You don't have to worry, do I put it in portrait? Do I put it in landscape? Which way do I put it? Do I make a square video? In this case, it's all vertical, very easy. Just fire up your camera and start your show. But it's going to come back to what you all said earlier. We talked about this a lot. Storytelling is going to be key. You have to think of, in this case, it doesn't change. Like, for instance, I was already talking with Phil yesterday. How do we take social chatter, for instance, and how do we adapt that for IGTV? We're like, do I want to take the whole show and upload it? Chances are no, I don't want to. Maybe I just want to use it as, maybe it gives me a reason to shorten the show. That could be what we end up doing. But you have to think about what's your show about, and then going from there. And by the way, Phil, I love your idea of adding like potentially like ads in between shows. This gets them into Facebook Watch territory. I think this is actually going to be a huge push for people to go from Facebook even over to Instagram. I think that this is going to actually propel Instagram much more forward ahead than they already are. They also announced the milestone; they have 1 billion users. But I think IGTV is definitely going to be a really powerful feature.
Snapchat killer and a YouTube killer. I think so, and I think LinkedIn can't be far behind. So hang on for that. LinkedIn Live by the end of the year.
YouTube isn't friendly to vertical video, which
that's right.
Is not. I mean, I don't understand why they haven't gotten with the times of video, because mobile video is all we do. I feel like so vertical video is it is so hard to, you never know where to look at when you're videoing like this. People don't do it. It just doesn't happen. So I think, they basically took Snapchat, which was vertical video, and YouTube, and they like combined it. And yeah, I'm in love.
Awesome.
I think it's pretty brilliant with what they did here. I will say, it's like just absolutely a fantastic move on their part. You look at all the mobile devices. What are the mobile devices doing? They're all going full screen, for instance. They're going full screen. You've got the iPhone 10. You've got the Galaxy S9, I think it is. They're all full screen. So they're taking advantage of giving you a full view. I think this is a fantastic move by Instagram. I'm now waiting for Instagram to say, "Hey, I'm going to go public. I'm going to be a publicly traded company or something." I realize they're part of Facebook.
They're Facebook, baby. They're not spinning that out.
They're getting huge. I would say that. So I think that this is going to be a fantastic feature.
And my buddy Stephen Effler's on. Stephen, what's up, man? He says they've led the industry. Probably felt they didn't need to change, but I agree. And I think I'm sure he's talking about Google there with YouTube. So good point, Stephen. That very well could be, man. Sometimes the Giants get sleepy and David comes in and woof, knocks them down. So good.
Well, exactly. Sarah Stahl made a good point. Like, YouTube's always going to have a space. That's never going to go away. I don't think it's the OG of video content, but this is easy. This is way easier than YouTube. It's so simple to use that people are going to use it more.
Yeah. YouTube is permanent. The social networks are temporary. That's what I think. As far as video goes, right? It's in the moment.
Yeah.
So
I'm very interested to see what YouTube's response is going to be to this.
Well, they made YouTube Live easier, Christian. Remember a couple of weeks ago, buddy, we talked about that. They made YouTube Live instead of having to set a bunch of junk up. They made that easier. So my guess is they're going to make another. They're probably going to. That's probably their preemptive strike, and then YouTube Red will have content because that's where the money is, not these little apps that they're doing. But the money's in content. So the whole key is, can I make a show that I can monetize that then I can offer on your TV? Facebook TV is next.
Well, and there are ads like that on YouTube. I mean, we will probably get to the point where there are ads on Instagram TV.
Oh, yeah.
That's just the way life goes. But for now.
Fingers crossed.
For now, here's the thing. As a business, how do I get started with this today? First thing is going to be download the app. That's in the comments. But I think the second thing is you should spend some time this weekend. Think about your video strategy. Like, if you were to create a show on Instagram, the first question is like, do you have the time, to do this? That's the first thing you have to ask yourself, and then you have to say, hey, what is my show going to be about? How often am I going to do? And here's the thing, the strategy work, this does not change that much when you move from platform to platform. Like, hey, the shape of the video is a little bit different, but you have to say, okay, what are the limitations? Hey, I can upload 15 seconds to 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay, great. Let's, if it's 10 minutes and 15 minutes, it doesn't really matter. What's my show going to be about? And then what can I reasonably fit within that amount of time? And then, you need to just continue to build upon what you're doing. Like, that's what I did with Social Chatter. I've been doing this for like 3+ years. And, I've gone through iterations with Blab. We started with Blab. We've started with we used Wirecast. We've used quite a few other live video tools that have basically been, acquired. So it meant that I had to adapt. But what did we do each time? We adjusted something on the show. In this case, now we have some nice fancy graphics that we've added, certain breaks during this show. But we still have, it still flows the same way every single time. So you have to keep, building that video strategy. And it's not going to change very much. It's vertical video. So just think about what you can do that's exciting. It's going to keep people engaged.
Great.
So any parting thoughts on IGTV before we move into a couple of tools?
Nope. I think that makes a lot of sense. And really, we should just cover one tool this week, Christian, because the other tool really is IGTV. So let's just cover the cool one that you discovered that helps us post to LinkedIn pages for those that are really struggling. Let's talk about the Postcron app. And we just lost Morgan. So it's me and you, bud. So let's talk about the Postcron app.
Definitely. So here, let me actually bring. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, I'm here.
She's coming back. So
okay. Yeah. So tool time.
Tool time
going.
Woohoo!
And so what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about a tool this week. And by the way, we'll drop these links in the. We'll drop them in the blog post recap that you guys could get later on. But the tool that we're going to talk about today is Postcron. Postcron is a scheduling tool for, it's a social media scheduling tool. But it is, again, you're like, oh, I have another scheduling tool to pick from. But scheduling tools can be very valuable and very useful if you do them right. So let me actually bring this up for you all to kind of show you guys this tool.
Yeah, but first tool I've seen, Christian, that successfully is letting us schedule to a LinkedIn page, or so it says. So I'm really curious how this is going to work. I did download it. I did authorize it. I didn't schedule anything yet, but I'm going to try it tomorrow. It's fascinating, though, that it offers this and it authorizes so much stuff. It looks really, really interesting to me.
Definitely. And so this is, it's a free mobile app. It's a paid app for the desktop. But basically, it's a scheduling tool. What you're going to get here, let me actually get the website pulled up for you all. So Postcron is, in this case, it's a mobile app, but they're also trying to tap into letting you do some scheduling. You've got your standard Twitter scheduling, your, Google Plus, Pinterest and Instagram scheduling. You've got Facebook scheduling, Facebook group scheduling, Facebook page scheduling, Facebook event scheduling. You also then tap into, as you mentioned, LinkedIn scheduling as well, which typically is not a very, it's not something that most of the, not all the platforms offer that. They might give you basic LinkedIn scheduling. Yeah. So Postcron, again, another scheduling tool that you have. Pricing is, I think, about $12 a month. And here's the thing. All these tools kind of fit in the same, $8 a month for the pro version. You get a 7-day trial, but it comes down to really what you need this for. Like if you're a business and you're like, hey, I have, it's just me managing it. I don't have anybody working with me. I can do, I don't get team members, for instance, for $8. But if I go up to their business plan, I'll get access to that. But you also get access to like analytics, moderation, posting on Instagram. That's typically that's a separate app in some cases. But you have, you can, the other feature I thought was very useful, by the way, you can watermark your images, which I thought, if somebody's going to schedule something, they're going to have to open the image and say Photoshop or their own image editor, add their logo, add their watermarking to it so somebody else doesn't steal their image, and then go back and upload it and schedule it. In this case, that's actually something that can automatically be applied, but you get 3 months of post history. You can send emails and whatnot as well, notifications to people. But scheduling, and as Steve mentioned here, scheduling is the hardest part on multiple platforms. Absolutely. But that's the other tool basically we have for the week is Postcron.
Wow.
Very, very useful tool. I would say, if you're already use like say a buffer or a tool like that, I think you need to look at the, if you need team scheduling, to have like, somebody be able to moderate content. That's where I think it's more powerful, I think. But Morgan, what tool do you use for scheduling right now? Are you using one?
I don't personally use one for my personal business stuff, but I do dabble in social media management for another company I contract out, and they use Hootsuite, which I'm just kind of getting familiar with. But with Hootsuite, I mean, it's
very limited.
Love it. It's kind of basic in my opinion, and for what we use it for, it totally works. But for my own personal stuff, I don't know that I would use it.
Yeah, I see companies possibly using this, small companies, especially again, if you're a B2B company that needs LinkedIn company page, and I know many, I'm consulting with one now that I'm probably going to recommend this to them after I play with it a little bit. This is a game changer for them. I mean, $60 a month to schedule to Instagram and LinkedIn. Holy cow! This could be really good. And Pinterest, yep. So this could really change. I mean, B2B, not so much Pinterest, right? But Insta though is still a good personal platform to drive people back to your blog or to show them a little bit of your fun side. I'm pretty jacked. But thank you. That's all you. Yeah, it's insane, right? In a good way. I agree. Heck yeah. And
by the way, does anybody have any tips for scheduling? Like what do you think to be able to improve your scheduling? Anything you want to share or mention, Phil? Like how do you, for instance, how do you manage multiple channels through scheduling? Like most people do the whole, let me post this one message and have it. They try to have it go out to every network. Wrong thing to do.
No, I don't like that. So I think LinkedIn. If I were scheduling, I do not schedule on LinkedIn yet. I don't know that I ever will. But I would say, 2 times a day for a company page, 3 times a day for a person, because you want to catch the before workers and the after workers, and then somewhere in the middle. That's where I typically talk about LinkedIn. Different message. Now LinkedIn is prioritizing hashtags. We don't have an official announcement yet, but they're starting to make it so that your feed is prioritized by hashtag, which is the topic that you're interested in. I have this. I actually posted something on my page about this. Again, scheduling, use a hashtag, use an image, but don't link out just a couple times a day. Facebook pages, don't schedule. You get 0 reach. Don't schedule. It's not worth it. Just don't waste your time. Twitter, fine, 10 tweets a day, but then be there and schedule time when you post something that's more meaty, that you can be there to have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
That you can be there to actually talk to people. I mean, that's what you're trying to do. And then, Pinterest, I think as you're building boards, you just don't want to jam 10 things at a time. Instagram, same way, 2 or 3 a day, pretty good on there, but make a story, which you can't schedule. Use IGTV, right? I think scheduling really is, if you have so much content, you got to be ready to post it. And then that gives you the time then to respond. So if you have an hour on Sunday night to schedule 38 posts, then you take half an hour a day to engage.
By the way, I just want to answer Steve's question here. Steve, I'm going to drop another tool in the comments for you that I think might be able to help you spending hours a day or hours overall scheduling your content.
Agora Pulse?
Yes. Yeah,
Agora Pulse. We love them. Is that Mike Alton's there now?
Mike Alton's there, yes. Yeah, Mike Alton's there. Immigrant Renew runs that. But yeah, that's a fantastic tool as well. That one does a little more it's more like buckets of content. And you kind of fill your buckets, and then once you've got the buckets filled, you set schedules for each bucket. So it's a lot more robust. Do what? Definitely check it out. It's a very, very, very good tool. But yeah, so okay, so that's all the topics we have for this week. We've got a couple more we've got some Snapchat topics, a couple more Facebook topics as well. We didn't discuss those. You can get those by going to socialchefs.com/daily. But Morgan, it has been a pleasure having you on. I found out we have a lot more in common as well. Know a lot of mutual friends. Where can people connect with you? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
The best way to get in touch with me is Facebook. So I'm tagged in this live video. Friend me. I'm friends with a lot of folks that are commenting right now. And I have a Facebook page, A Life to the Fullest. That is my brand. So it's facebook.com/A Life to the Fullest. And so just find me there. I really love connecting on Facebook as a first connection.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Well, been a pleasure having you on the show this week. Phil, any last words you want to share?
No, I just want to say thanks for being on, Morgan. Next time you're at WrestleMania, make sure you do an Instagram live because I want to see it.
I don't know if I'll ever be there.
Come on, I want to see you wrestle some pigs, Morgan.
No. Nope.
No, all right. But I'll be following you. I'm stalking you now, so look out for me. So
I just really appreciate you guys having me. This was a lot of fun. Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here, really. It's been fun for us too. Right, Christian?
Absolutely. This has been a blast, and I'm really glad you were able to share just so much valuable insight for the show this week. Yeah. So thank you very much. Let me actually pull everybody back up.
So pull us back up. So Christian, who do we have next week, buddy? Who's coming next week?
We're going to be joined by Ross Brand.
Holy crap. No way. Ross Brand?
Yeah. Ross is going to be on next week, and I'm excited to have him on. I want to hear what he's been working on. I know we had his counterpart Rachel Moore on recently, and they had some. I think they're now like Facebook partners or something like that with some of their ventures they're working on. But we're going to have them on next week. 10 p.m. or we're going to have Ross on 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Thursday. Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be the 28th. But we will have more updates going out on Facebook.com/socialchefs. But any other parting thoughts or anything you want to add, Phil?
So we had way more to cover, folks. So Morgan just is so much fun. We played around enough tonight. We hope we gave you a lot of value, and we'll give you even more value if you check out the blog post. Make sure you like our page and make sure you pay attention here because the world is changing, and we're going to help you tell better storytellers. So become better storytellers. So Natalia, Katie, Stephen, we're so glad. Adam, we're glad you all are here. We cherish your insight. We appreciate that you share some stuff, and please come back. It's every week that we do this. We're at episode 1,473,000. No, like 145, right? 46.
Next week will be 145. Yes.
Holy crap. So yeah, so join us, folks. We're glad you're here, and the show's better for you if you participate. So doing what you're doing, leaving some comments, sharing it with your friends.
Questions,
we're really glad you're here. Yep, ask questions because we're happy to answer them.
So thank you so much for joining. We will see you all next week. Have a great weekend, everyone, and a blog post recap will be going out tomorrow for you. So thanks a lot.
See ya.
Bye.